again, folks, and welcome back to a very special video. As this week I've been to my very first gaming convention. Yes, you heard that right, my very first gaming convention in my entire life, and it was One Life Left 2022 here in Norwich. Hit the music, let's get into it.
Pick up! Building the gangster! Rush trips! Night game! Oh yeah!
One Life Left Festival 2022 gaming convention was run by One Life Left Gaming Cafe, who really are at the centre of the retro gaming community here in my local city of Norwich. They have an amazing gaming cafe, and it's really cool they've decided to branch out and put on a gaming festival in this area, as there's nothing like this around here, and it's amazing to have something on our doorsteps. We're super lucky. I'm going to take you folks along for the ride over the 2 days, and what an amazing 2 days it was. Hopefully this will be the first of many retro road trips this year. So I want to remind you folks at home to hit that like button if you enjoy the videos, and subscribe. So I'm going to be putting out loads and loads of videos just like this one every Saturday live at 5, as well as bonus videos throughout the week, and I don't want you folks to miss them. For example, with this video, the One Life Left Festival was so amazing, I've split it over not one, not two, but 3 videos. I want you to subscribe, as I don't want you to miss any of that gaming action. The gaming festival started bright and early on a Saturday morning at 10 AM, and you knew I was going to be one of the first people through the door. But even as soon as we got there was queues, as you could see there was a real hype in the air. And straight away, as soon as I got into the convention, I was straight away looking through some of the stalls, because there was so much awesome stuff here, folks. There was games, there was collectibles, there was a little bit of everything. There was so much. I'm going to do a separate entire video of game hunting at the convention. I was blown away by how much amazing stuff there was, as I've never been to a convention on this kind of scale before, and yeah, I definitely took advantage of the situation. I picked up some amazing bits, so remember to subscribe, as that video is going to be coming out in the next week or two, and you will not believe some of the stuff I picked up. It was amazing. One of the things that really blew me away was the absolute range of stuff you could buy from the sellers here. There was so many things that I've never seen before, and so many cool things. It was not just video games, you had everything. There was figures, collectibles, cards, like anything you could imagine you could buy. This was like a retro gamer, or dare I say it, a nerd's paradise. There was so much cool stuff to pick through. There was board games, there was pop vinyls, there was figures, there was display items, there was so much cool stuff. But this was just one part of the convention. There was so much cool stuff to look around. I was so glad this was over 2 days. I knew I was going to need 2 days to see everything I wanted to see. But it wasn't just video games, there was also board games, courtesy of one of the local board game stores here in Norwich, Zatu Games. They had an amazing selection. I did pick one of these up, as well as many packs of Pokemon cards. They really know how to get people addicted to these things. I don't blame them, because they are incredible. One of the most amazing things about the festival was the range of things that are on offer, such as these amazing Pokemon dioramas. Just look at this GameCube. It's just so perfect with that Gengar sitting on top. Don't worry, folks, this was a non-functioning GameCube, but the Gengar did light up. It was super cool. And they'd also made these kind of mini Pokeball terrariums. It's just, these are the kind of things that I think are really cool. And it's really good to have somewhere to showcase this kind of artist work, because that's what it is. These things are a thing of beauty. They're just working in such a small medium, and they are so amazing looking. Like, it's just cool seeing these kind of things on display. They're very cool, would make a lovely piece on the shelf of anyone's games room. Of course, it wasn't just things to buy at the gaming convention. There was so much more to see while you were there, and there were some really good panels throughout the weekend. This was one of my favourite ones. This was the retro gaming panel hosted by Trista Bikes, and they had some amazing guests. They had the Essex retro gamer, Nostalgia Nerd, who I did not realise actually grew up in my own hometown of Cromer, which is just crazy to me, as well as Azabi Tech and the Gebs24. It's just really cool to see some of these YouTubers that I kind of aspire to build up to be. I don't have been doing it for years, and they've really earned the followers they have, and you know, one day I'd love to be up on that stage myself, but until then I'm just going to keep putting out these videos as much as I can. I did speak to a few of them over the course of the weekend. I'm a bit shy, it doesn't really come across in the videos, but I do find it quite hard to approach people, don't really know what to say sometimes. But it was a really cool hour talking about retro gaming. It was a really good time. Yeah, one of the highlights of the festival for myself. Also throughout the festival, there was a series of speed runs going on. This was a speed run of the original Doom game. It's just crazy how people can speed run these games. Nothing I think I'll ever be able to do, but really cool to see nonetheless. Definitely one of the biggest attractions of the weekend was the incredible amount of consoles that were all hooked up with games that you could play to your heart's content. I mean, they had literally pretty much every console ever created. A lot of these have been brought by the Centre for Computer History, which is located in Cambridge, which is definitely somewhere I'm going to be visiting along the way. And there was also a load of consoles there from the Norwich Amiga group. There was literally something for everyone. There was some consoles I had never seen in my entire life before, as well as just some absolute classics. It's just, I can't imagine how many thousands of pounds and just hours of labour gone into creating these consoles and just keeping them running. Some of these consoles are 30 to 40 years old, and seeing them still there was amazing. But it wasn't just the retro stuff. The Norwich Nintendo group was there also, and they were showcasing loads of the best Switch games, as well as seeing Mario Kart Live, which is something I've always thought looked a bit rubbish, but seeing it here, it made me think, you know what, if I had the space and a decent floor to play this, it would be really cool to add to the collection. You know, of all these consoles on display, I had to jump in and play as many as humanly possible. This was a really cool game. I can't remember what this was called. I'm sure I can probably pick it up from the picture on the screen. This was like a Master System game I've never played before. It was really cool. Definitely good to see some of these more rarer games, and just good to go back and play some of the absolute classics like this one. And it was just so cool to be just surrounded by so much computer game history. You know, you kind of think about these consoles all the time, but it's just great to see people out there. There's people of all ages playing these consoles, everything from like the oldies up into the brand new consoles available today, and it was just such a good experience having them all set up, and they were all mainly like old school monitors, CRTs, things like that. It's just cool to see them preserved in this way. It's really good to see that these kind of consoles not just being set to die in like the back of someone's cupboard, but seeing them up and running all the time is just such a thing of beauty. One of my favourite things about the entire festival was being able to play consoles that I'd never played before, such as the Mega CD. I know it sounds strange, but it's one of those consoles today that is so expensive and just so hard to get hold of, to be honest. But it was really cool to play Sonic CD, one of the very few Sonic games I've never played on the original hardware. This was actually a really difficult game, but it looked so cool and played so well. Definitely would love to add to the collection one day, but this next bit coming up is incredible. Yes, that is an Atari Jaguar set next to a Mega Drive with the 32X put on top. The Tower of Power is something I aspire to own so much, but it's going to be one of those ones that's going to cost so much. So it's really cool to be able to play some of those 32X games here today, and just having things like this. There was just everywhere you looked, there was a console that was more amazing than the last one. This was one of the best collections of consoles I have seen in my entire life. It was also really cool to see how respected all these consoles were. Everything was left nice and clean, everything was wiped down afterwards, and then literally just left games on the side you could pick and play your own. It just shows that everyone really respected the festival and the gaming community as a whole. Of course, it wasn't just retro games that was showcased here. There was local game developer Wave Game Studios, who was showcasing an amazing copy of Postal on the Dreamcast. That's right, they had ported the original Postal game to the Dreamcast, and it's coming up for a release later in 2022. You can pre-order it on their website, and I for one will definitely be pre-ordering this. This was such an amazing way to play this using the Dreamcast controller. It's never obviously been on the Dreamcast before, but it just felt like it was made for it. This was one of a few games that they've made recently. It's such another game I think a lot of people have heard of is Flea. That was another game that they put out, and I'll definitely be checking out more games from this developer, as this one really blew me away. One of my favourite stands at the festival was from Raw Talent Art, and what they did was take old misloved and mistreated consoles, give them a new lick of paint, give them some mods, and just make some of the most amazing consoles I have ever seen. So these were all various consoles, like you had N64s, GameCubes, Saturns, and some of these were absolutely incredible. The hours of work that had gone into these things to make them beautiful was just staggering. The main question is, though, I just don't know which console I would have this treatment done to. I'm starting to lean towards the SNES, but this PlayStation 1 definitely had me tempted.
It's got an SD card mod in it as well.
Oh wow, nice.
It's called the X Station, so you just put all your ROMs on the SD card, playing from that.
Here is something you do not see every day, and that is prototype and developer consoles. Even though I may have the PlayStation 3 test console in my personal collection, these are something you do not see very often. And it was amazing to see these up and running, like to see the actual PlayStations that people would have made and tested games on. It's just something you will not see anywhere. So it was amazing to see these at a convention, and there was stuff here there was literally one of in the entire world. Some of these prototype N64s, it was the only one, and like the prototypes for these absolutely blew me away. And just seeing this is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. GoldenEye running on the Xbox 360. You heard me right. It was a remake of GoldenEye on the Xbox 360, which never came out of development. I'm sure you can all guess why it never came out of development, but this was amazing. This is something that I never thought I'd get to play. Obviously, I'm sure you can probably download it somewhere online, but in this kind of sense, playing it off a prototype Xbox 360 at a gaming convention is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of thing. It absolutely blew me away. I just hope somewhere down the line more people get to play and to get their hands on this game, as it was an absolute joy to play. Another amazing example of one of the stores keeping retro alive was Checkmate monitors, and these things, I don't think again the video does these justice, but a picture on these things was absolutely incredible. Like seeing Mario 64 run through here, this is probably one of the best I have ever seen this game look. It looked absolutely amazing. Like the pixels looked nice, it was so smooth. It was like how you imagine going back and playing retro games. You always imagine them looking better than they actually did, but this, for my money, is probably one of the best I've ever seen this game look. I know the original CRT looks amazing, or you can use your upscalers or anything like this, but this is one of the best ways I've ever seen this game look. It was coming to near the end of the weekend, but one of the last main attractions was the big video game quiz. There was over 50 teams vying for some of the top prizes. We were being overwatched by an NCR Ranger, so you knew there wasn't going to be any cheating, but the crowd was palpable for this. There was some big prizes on offer, and it was a strong competition. Our team may not have put in the best kind of display of all time, but it was a really good time. And if nothing else, it did show us we had a pretty good knowledge of retro gaming, but maybe not so much of the modern games. See if you can answer this question here. No prizes, but if you can answer it, please leave a comment in the comments down below.
Thank you very much for coming today, everyone. It's been amazing. Whether you've been here just today, yesterday, all weekend, it's been fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our traders, exhibitors, everyone who's helped us out with everything, setting it all up. It's been like 2 years of hard work getting this weekend put together. Nothing's caught fire. I think we've done okay. Thank you very much to all of our hosts, stage panels, guests, everyone that's been on, the amazing staff, Ash, Freya, all the team.
We may not have won the quiz, and the festival may have been drawing to an end, but there was still time for the main event, and that was Wi-Fi Wars. This is something I'd kind of heard a little bit about, but it did not prepare me for how amazing this was. If you ever watched a program called Go 8-Bit Back on Dave, you will know what to expect. This was absolutely incredible. There was over 100 people in the crowd playing along using their smartphones. It was an absolutely amazing way to end the festival. I just can't put into words, so I am going to put into video how good this was. So keep an eye out for that video in the next few days. I'm just going to show you a little sneak peek of that right now. So over the course of about 90 minutes, we played through tons of old school and even some brand new up-to-date games, all using our mobile and infrared technology. It was absolutely amazing. The crowd was buzzing. It just had such a good atmosphere and was the perfect way to end what was an amazing weekend. But, you know, all good things must come to an end, and the last game standing at the end of the festival was GoldenEye running on the N64. It was also really good to see when we came home that our local news had reported on the festival and gave it a gleaming review. It's just really cool to see the news reporting on some of these smaller events that really do deserve the limelight, and to also make a sneaky cameo in the background of the news report. All in all, it was an absolutely incredible weekend, one that One Life Left and all the team deserve the highest of praise for, and one I hope goes from strength to strength over the coming years. Bring on next year. Loved it. There we have it then, folks. That was One Life Left 22, the amazing gaming convention that was. I want to send a massive congratulations and a huge thanks to John and all of the people working at One Life Left Gaming Cafe. It was an absolute honour to go along for the weekend. I had such a great time and I can't wait to do it again next year. Thanks for watching, everyone. The video doesn't really do justice to how great this festival was, so I've left loads of links in the description below so you can just check out some of the amazing stuff that was there and support all the people that made this festival possible. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe as I'm going to be doing some more videos. We're going to have a Wi-Fi Wars special as well as a gaming pickups video from One Life Left. So subscribe, like this video, stay tuned for those videos coming soon, and remember, keep playing the game. See y'all soon.